The story of the cities that forgot love a long, long time ago. There were two cities called Sodom and Gomorrah. They were known for being wealthy and full of parties. The truth about Sodom and Gomorrah: imagine a place where everything seemed perfect. Beautiful houses, clean streets, parties every day, music in the air, and food in abundance. People laughed, danced, and lived as if nothing could ever go wrong. That place existed. It was called Sodom, and it had a neighboring city named Gomorrah. They were like jewels shining in the middle of the desert. Early in the morning, the sun would cast golden light on the white rooftops, on the balconies. Colorful flowers swayed in the wind. The streets were always bustling. Horses pulled gleaming carriages. Merchants dressed in silk sold perfumes, wines, and spices from faraway lands. The markets were a celebration of scents and colors. And when the sun set, another party began: music, dancing, banquets. It was as if the day never ended. But behind all that sparkle, there was a darkness no one wanted to see. A world of excess. The people had everything: food, gold, beautiful clothes, entertainment. But one thing was missing: humility. No one cared about those who had little. The poor and foreigners were ignored, mistreated, even expelled. A starving child could pass by a banquet and not receive a single piece of bread. An old man, trembling with cold, would stretch out his hand and be pushed away as if he were invisible. The brightly lit streets hid dark alleys where sadness lived, where a simple cry for help was drowned out by loud music and laughter. Joy was reserved for a few. The rest were left behind. The dance of pride in Sodom and Gomorrah, life became a show. Food was not just to satisfy hunger, but to display wealth. People wore gold rings, gemstone necklaces, embroidered capes fluttering in the wind. At the parties, the wine never ran out, the music never stopped, and the dancers spun until dawn. But in that glittering world, hearts grew empty. People no longer listened to their own conscience. Laughing at others became entertainment. Someone else's pain became a spectacle. Evil disguised itself as normal, and right and wrong no longer mattered. Anything was allowed, as long as it brought pleasure. The hidden pain beneath that perfect appearance was a people worn out and wounded inside. They were so busy pretending to be happy that they forgot how it actually felt. What was once considered wrong was now celebrated as freedom. The whole city seemed numb, not from true joy, but from arrogance. No one cared about God, values, or caring for one another. If someone asked for help, they were silenced. If someone cried, they were mocked. Kindness became weakness. Justice became a joke. A very ancient story. But still alive, all this happened thousands of years ago, when the pyramids of Egypt still touched the sky and tribes wandered the deserts with their flocks. Sodom and Gomorrah were located in a fertile valley near the Dead Sea. They were rich, influential, envied cities. But the outer beauty didn't match what was inside. It was like a castle built on sand. All it needed was the right wind, and everything would collapse. The price of pride over time, the wickedness grew so great that it could no longer be hidden. And it was at that moment, according to the Bible, that God decided to act, not out of cruelty, but because the city was already so corrupted that there was no turning back. It was as if Sodom itself had chosen to walk away from all that was good. The story says that God sent messengers to see if there was still anyone righteous there. And they found only one man, Lot. He tried to do good, even surrounded by evil. Because of that, he was warned to flee with his family. And when they left, a great destruction fell upon the cities. Everything turned to ashes. What can we learn from this story? A lesson for today. But this story isn't just about the past. It's also a warning for the present. It's a reminder that outward shine means nothing if there's darkness within. That wealth, parties, and food are worthless if the heart is empty. That a society without compassion, without kindness, without limits, will, sooner or later, face the consequences. Sodom and Gomorrah weren't destroyed only because of their sins, but because they lost respect for one another, for life, and for what is just. So, what do we learn from this story? First, caring for those in need is more important than showing off wealth. Second, being free doesn't mean doing whatever you want. It means knowing what is right. Third, true happiness doesn't come from what we have, but from who we are inside. Fourth, respect, empathy, and humility are the pillars of any city or civilization that hopes to endure. Conclusion: Sodom and Gomorrah are more than places. They represent choices that any of us can make. We can choose to live only for ourselves, or we can choose to be a light in someone else's life. We can ignore those who suffer, or reach out a helping hand. We can live for pleasure, or live for purpose. In the end, what truly builds or destroys a city isn't its buildings or streets. It's the heart of the people who live in it. Sometimes, the loudest party can hide the deepest sorrow. Did you enjoy this video? Then like it, share with your friends, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up to help us keep bringing powerful content like this. Your support is so important for us to continue sharing incredible messages. But before we begin, why not join us on this journey? If you love learning more about the Bible and want to grow in your faith, subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share with your friends, family, and church. Let's spread this truth together.